there's some people who don't want people to have access to firearms and weapons. I'm on the complete opposite side of that. I think it should be easy for people to have access to rights that are guaranteed to them through the Constitution. So if you're an 18-year-old and you can have a house, have children and a family, you can go to the military, there's so many things that you can do. You should have access to a tool to protect your home, family, and fulfill your constitutional obligations.
Oh, gee. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, a.k.a. Riley the Great, and you are now tuned in to another episode of the Millennial Mayhem Podcast.
Yeah. We here.
As y'all know, I got my militant cousin with me, young Tony D. What's going on, G?
Why I got to be militant today? Is it because I'm wearing a Malcolm X shirt?
That's what it was.
That's some bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it was.
I am chilling today.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful, hot summer day in Houston, dog. It's good, dog.
It's good? It's good?
It's good. I'm good.
That's what's up, man.
No need to be militant today.
No need to, just relax, huh?
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, but no need to be militant.
And we got Corbin Blue. I mean, no, my bad. We got the abominable light skin young Ray Matthews over here. What's going on, Brody, bro?
I'd be so frustrated with this nigga calling me a different nickname
Every week.
Some reason said, it's okay. She did last week. She said, it's okay. You remind me of my high school crush. This Brady gonna send me a GIF. I said, who's your high school crush? She sent me a GIF of this fun nigga Corbin Blue in high school music.
Yeah.
A damn shame.
Yeah, bro. Hey, we got a special guest in the building again.
Yeah.
He was here maybe what was that? 4 weeks ago?
Like
5 weeks ago?
Yeah, about 4 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, without further ado, let me reintroduce you guys to my boy Emerson. Southside still holding, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
already.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Sunnyside ripping. That's how we get down. What's going on, bro?
I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me back. So,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's always good to connect, fellowship, and
Yeah,
have some good conversations.
Yep.
Absolutely, bro. You know you're good on this side.
And I know you're gonna have something to say about this topic because you always got something to say about it on the social medias.
So this the north side table, that's the south side table?
Basically, yeah, pretty much.
Broke ass niggas.
I ain't broke, black. Not filthy rich, but you're barely broke. Oh man! Hey, we got a good show for you guys today. This is we're gonna start this mug off pretty. We're gonna start up on a serious tip today because man, this topic has been I guess I would say a thorn in the U.S.'s side.
Yeah,
for quite some time now. So today we're talking about gun laws, gun control, and this, that, and the third.
Dealing with guns, man, gun violence, gun laws, all that shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Tony start this one off, man. Since he's a
first and foremost, man. I know I think we talked about it a little bit on our last podcast with the Uvalde incident. Man, R.I.P. to everybody that lost their lives there. Buffalo, the shooting that happened up there, and just man, it's always something. It seemed like, bro, it's a mass shooting every day in the U.S. and that shit is just wild. And this week, yesterday, actually, what's the date? 18th? Yeah, yesterday was actually the 7th anniversary of the Charleston shooting. Like, man, it's wild, man. It's wild, but that's why we, here to talk about it. Because, man,
yeah, because
I don't know about y'all, dog, but man, what we doing ain't working as a collective whole. It's not working.
Yeah, we
got to figure out something. We got to go in a new direction because this shit ain't working, bro.
Right, because gun violence has incrementally grown since they started, I guess, recording the stats. Since like 2010, from like 2010 to like maybe 2019, it has incrementally grown exponentially to a point where it's causing concern now.
Yeah.
You know, and for me personally, the biggest thing about that is the fact that getting a gun, they're so accessible. Like, it's extremely accessible for anybody. And that's the whole gripe I have about it. You know, if you're going to handle a firearm, you should be well trained, you know, well versed in how to use it, know how to clean it, know how to dismantle it, know how to, know what I'm saying, know how to shoot it. You got to be able to go through all these protocols before you start accumulating guns. I don't give a fuck if it's a handgun,
a 22,
or AR-15. And when America, from my point of view, is not doing their due diligence in regards to making sure that these weapons are being put in good hands, good and safe hands. And I'm not going to say that everybody that has a gun doesn't know how to use it, because we have a lot of people that know a lot about these guns, and they take care of them. You know what I'm saying? They clean them, they do all that stuff. But some of these guys that are, like the Uvalde guy,
man, that boy walked straight in there and walked right back out and went and committed some shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to vet. Like, you got to vet these folks before you start trying to make money off of them. And we got to put some shit in place to tell these motherfuckers that are selling these weapons, hey, vet your customers, bruh. Like, you can't just go in there and I personally wouldn't want nobody to go in there, just be able to give an 18-year-old a 45 and be like, hey, have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, we got to be able to, like, hey, you got to fill this out. Let me know what kind of hours you have in regards to target practice or hours you have as far as handling the gun or something, man, because like you said, what we're doing right now, I don't think it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I would say to that is, as far as access goes, the reason it's so accessible for anyone to be able to obtain a firearm and have one on the federal level, as far as purchasing firearms, for long guns, it's 18. Mm-hmm. For handguns, 21 years old is the minimum age to purchase. Now, we have several states where there's no minimum age for possession. We have several states where the age may be 16, 17. It just depends on what state you're in.
Right.
We also have a few states that are pretty much just, you can't even have firearms. No. You know what I mean? So
New York, one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I'm not gonna be hyperbolic. It's difficult to obtain firearms in these states. Mm-hmm. So there's some people who don't want people to have access to firearms and weapons. I'm on the complete opposite side of that. I think it should be easy for people to have access to rights that are guaranteed to them through the Constitution. Okay. So if you're an 18-year-old and you can have a house, have children and a family, you can go to the military, there's so many things that you can do. You should have access to a tool to protect your home, family, and fulfill your constitutional obligations, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's my starting point. Mm-hmm. So for me to deviate from the starting point, I would need like a damn good reason for me to give up any of my constitutional rights, or for me to suggest anyone else does it.
Okay, so this is my thing that I don't like about that statement, because when you got to go buy a house, you got to go fill out you have to show that you can take care of the house. Like, they're gonna check your credit, mm-hmm. and then like they're gonna make sure your job good. Like, they're going to run backgrounds checks on you, and also you're gonna fill out a ton of goddamn paperwork. Mm-hmm. When you go get a car, same process, damn near, just a little bit less paperwork. When you go to the military, you still got to pass a PT test. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You still have to fill out paperwork. It shouldn't be like even to just drive a car. You know what I'm saying? You still have to go through a process. Yeah. To own a gun, it definitely should be a process. And then to own a certain type of gun, it definitely should be an even further process. Right. Like, dude, you want to get a motorcycle? That's a whole different class. Mm-hmm. You want to get your CDL? That's a whole different class. Mm-hmm. You want to get just a regular, driver's license? That's a different class. Like, that's simple. So it's just roadblocks in place to make sure, hey, man, we're trying to, like Steve said, we need to do our due diligence to just make sure, we're trying to ensure the people that are getting these guns mm-hmm. know how to operate them, have the mental to make sure they're going to operate it with good character. Now, you're not going to get everybody. It ain't absolute. It ain't no absolute thing, but it's at least like, dude, at least I put my seatbelt on. It ain't gonna stop me from having a wreck, but goddamn, at least I put my seatbelt on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, it can't be that easy, man.
Yeah, so those things are you touched on background check, paperwork, join the military, a physical test, and all of that. So,
and they do psych eval too.
And then you said different classes. So you touched on different classes. We want a motorcycle license, CDL, Class C, all that kind of stuff. So those things are already in place when it comes to firearms. So anytime you buy or transfer a weapon from a FFL dealer, you go through a federal background check. It checks if you have been, if you're currently under investigation of a crime or in the process of a criminal activity. If you're a felon, obviously. If you are a drug abuser, alcohol abuser, domestic violence abuser,
and they only do misdemeanors in that instance. You can't have any misdemeanor like disorderly conduct, or any of that stuff.
Anything open or pending like that, and then also dishonorable discharge from the military.
That I know.
Yeah. So those things are already on there. As far as the different classes of weapons and all that kind of stuff. So you have the federal firearm licensing program, basically. So there's anything that's an FFL item. So that's your assault rifles, your automatic rifles, or weapons that can have a burst or fully automatic features on them. Short barrel rifles, suppressors and silencers. So all of those things, you have to pay additional money to the feds, and there's a super long waiting period before you can even get those weapons. So if you and I went out right now and want to go buy a suppressor, right,
you gotta wait. Yeah.
We would have to pay the $1,000 for the suppressor, the $200 tax stamp that goes straight to the federal government, and we won't even be able to come pick up our suppressor for use about 18 months from now. We won't even get it. We will pay the money today, and we will not see that.
And that's in every state?
That's federal.
Yeah, it's federal. Okay.
So, but that's okay. That's a good point. That's, to me, getting a suppressor, that's extra shit. I don't even care about the extra shit. I'm talking about, look, you can go buy an AR. Okay, so let me back up because I want to put this into terms of what happened at Uvalde.
Yes.
Right? How does something like that slip through the cracks with all of that shit you just named? Because as I look at it, I'm like, all right, this dude just went up there, bought a gun, and then started shooting up people. How? I've heard people say, well, AR, like the AR-15 ain't this and ain't that. Fuck all. Stop. Don't bullshit me. Like, we see the damage that an AR does, and it's very different from a goddamn Glock or a 45 or a 9. It's very damn different. So I don't like all of that. Like, bro, let's keep it 100. Like, it shouldn't be that damn easy to go get a gun like that.
So the Uvalde shooter, he didn't slip through the cracks. He was 18. He didn't have any of the any criminal record that would preclude him from being able to buy a rifle. And so he didn't slip through the cracks. This is the concern that you all have, right? Because a person who doesn't have a prior history that would, cancel him out from being able to obtain a weapon, they can go buy a weapon.
Right.
And outside of just the store owner looking at him and being like, you look sketchy, I'm not going to sell you a weapon, right? Which that does happen. But outside of that, yeah, any 18-year-old can go buy a rifle. Now, the difference between AR-15, which is a civilian weapon, right? It's not a weapon of war or even designed for war. Like people in war, they use M16s and M4s.
Yeah, they use M16s and M4s.
Well, these are military. People could use different weapons and stuff. The thing that makes it a civilian variant is because it is a semi-automatic rifle. At its core, it is. As far as the round, the 223 or 5.56 is a pretty pedestrian round. It's a varmint round. It's not a high powered round.
Yeah. No.
So when you say the damage that a 9mm could do versus a 5.56 or 223, No, 9mm could like do a lot of damage. A 45.
If I shoot a 9 from right here to the front door versus if I shoot at AR through that front door, is it the same or not?
Yeah, the 9mm leave a larger hole, and the 223
burst right through.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't even.
It don't open up till further. It don't open up till further down.
Because the 223 it's a smaller bullet.
Tiny.
Yeah, it's a smaller bullet because
it just pierces.
I shot
that. I know about 223s.
I shot that at the gun range. So
now it does have a higher
shameless
velocity.
plug.
It does have higher velocity. It does have so if you have soft armor, like a soft vest, it'll go through that. Whereas a 9mm soft vest would stop a 9mm up to like 45 caliber. It'll stop those rounds. 5.56 will go through soft body armor.
Yeah.
Whereas so that's where you would go up to like level 4 plate protection. Right. That would stop 5.56. So 5.56 is dangerous. I'm not trying to say it's not, because obviously it is. But when we start using these terms like weapons of war or high-powered firearms or high-capacity magazines. No, we're talking about a standard semi-automatic rifle with a pretty pedestrian varmint round with a standard 30-round magazine that's interchangeable with everything else. When we start looking at these, like they're just this super high-powered,
like a laser gun. Or
something. It's like some super rail gun that nobody should be able to have. It's like
got the golden gun.
So I'm talking about 007 or some shit.
But here's why it's important. So if you look at like Joe Biden just said like a 9mm. Have you seen the damage a 9mm can do? He just vaporizes alone.
Nick can't even stay on the bike.
So it's like. When you start looking at regular weapons, like there's in a secret stash from S.H.I.E.L.D. or Tony Stark developed them. What does that do for every other weapon? And I'll give you an example. I have stuff in my safe that could take down an elephant or a grizzly bear, right? 223, if I shoot up a grizzly bear with a 223, I'm getting eaten.
You pissing him off.
So
I keep coming.
Right. So it is just a fact that weapons, firearms, and the rounds, that they're chambered in, they're designed to kill people and animals. That's also my baseline, right? So I don't necessarily have a emotional response when I'm having a conversation and someone's honestly saying these things are dangerous and they're deadly. And I'm like,
every gun is.
They supposed to be. I have some that I intentionally bought to be more dangerous than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right,
so that's a reality that I think people they don't like it, right? Not that they don't understand it, not that people are being disingenuous. I think people just don't like that fact. But it's a reality that we all have to start at a baseline if we're going to have a fruitful conversation.
Truth be told, they really don't understand it, and that's like part of the issue, in my opinion. The issue is not the guns. The issue is the people who are using the guns. They really don't have an understanding of what it really is. I'm sitting here listening to you, and I don't have a gun. I ain't never claimed to be interested in that. But I'm sitting here listening to you, and I don't understand none of the jargon that you've been using, chambered and all that bullshit. Like, I'm just listening to you like, okay. So the problem is that the people who are so emotional about it don't even know what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just see a big gun and think, oh, it's bigger, it's more deadly. They see a small gun, it's like, oh, I should be able to do that. Like, I think that we need to educate ourselves, or there needs to be some kind of type of education around it before we all just make these grandiose like ideas or plans for what we doing. Like, you don't even know what the fuck it is. Like, as bad as Noah may think, oh, I'm finna get out here on this basketball court and shoot him up. It's like, you don't even know what it. You can't even begin to know how to shoot yet.
So let me. You make a good point, but I'm going to piggyback off that by asking you. When it comes to an AR-15, what does AR actually stand for?
Armalite rifle. So Armalite is the company that developed the Armalite rifle, which is again a civilian.
It's not an assault rifle.
No, it's not.
That's not what it stands for.
I mean, there's no real definition for an assault rifle, but the colloquial, commonly used term for assault rifle is pretty much an automatic rifle.
Yeah,
Right? And that's not what ARs are.
Yeah, that's like an AK-47, shit like that, right?
You asked that question, Steven. My ass was about to be like, assault rifle. Ignorant.
Yeah, so the AR-15 is and they're different ones. So you got AR-10s, there's different AR variants of platforms. Correct. AR-15 is a gas operated, lightweight, semi-automatic rifle designed for civilians specifically, and they're typically chambered in 223-5.56.
Yes.
Right? And when I say chamber, I'm talking about the caliber that the firearm takes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So so you can have a AR that's chambered at 308.
As big as 308, right? But you can still have a smaller bullet. I mean, my bad. I need to talk to the mic. You can still have a smaller bullet that can go in that chamber, right? Or is it like so it's 308 and that's it?
Yeah.
So it's because I'm learning stuff. I'm learning something today too. So because when you say the chamber, it's just the compartment that holds.
Yeah.
Is that called a magazine?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So the magazine is what people typically call clips. That's the magazine.
Okay.
Right? And so we can just do ARs. You can have an AR pistol, right? That takes 9mm or 10mm. Mm-hmm. Then you also gonna have it chambered in 223 or 5.56 or a 224 or even 7.62. That's the big round that AKs take. So it's really just the weapon system or the platform that you have. It could be a AR or it could be a AK platform or it could be a lever action rifle or pump action, shotgun or rifle. But it can be chambered in all of these different rounds. Mm-hmm. And like I was saying before, these different rounds are designed for different things. So correct. 223 5.56 has armor piercing capabilities. You might hear like in songs, people talk about the FN or the FN or 5.7. That takes that's chambered in a 5.7 by 28mm round. So it looks similar to a 5.56 AR cartridge. Mm-hmm. It's smaller or shorter, and it's for pistols instead of a rifle. Damn, that too has armor piercing capabilities, which is why a lot of armored truck security guards and people like that carry them. Mm-hmm. So there's different use cases for the different rounds that you may want that may influence your decision on the firearm that you also choose to use or carry. So
go ahead.
No, I was going to ask. So for because you said these are semi-automatic weapons. They're civilian based weapons or whatnot. So what would these weapons be used for? I mean, are they good for like hunting?
Yeah. Yeah, so your AR would be okay for hunting. You probably wouldn't want to hunt anything like as large as a deer, but people do a lot of varmint hunting, and you can hunt a deer with it, but I just wouldn't. I would use something else.
You couldn't do no hogging with that neither, because that shit ain't gonna press the hot. Right?
Yeah, people actually use 10mm on a lot of hogs.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're pretty big too.
So you know what, man? As we have this conversation, like you are one of the reasons, like literally, why I want to have this conversation. Mm-hmm. And my cousin is another one of them. My cousin Antonio. This nigga, like got plenty. Like that niggas is Rambo. Yeah, like he a black Rambo. Like my uncle got other cousins been in the military. Mm-hmm. Like y'all are knowledgeable. Mm-hmm. You want to be knowledgeable about the gun. You want to know, hey, what can this do versus what can that do? Mm-hmm. My problem is we didn't just let open the floodgates, and everybody don't want to know, okay, how does this work and they just want to know, okay, how I shoot it. Mm-hmm. That's an issue. Like I always go back to, it's just like driving a car. How do I go forward? No. It's much more to driving than that. Yeah. And it's definitely much more than shooting a gun than just pulling the trigger. Like we all know that.
But, so go ahead. I was gonna say you're obviously for the fact that we can exercise our constitutional right to bear arms. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the process in getting firearms is that there needs to be like some amendments to it, or it needs to be a better process, because people talk about getting guns. Like you said, there's a long list of you know what I'm saying, qualifications that you have to meet before you get a gun. When you go to a gun show, you know, people always talk about gun shows and how like, oh, just anybody could buy a gun at a gun show, which may be true, but not necessarily true, because at a gun show, you know, if you're a federally licensed retailer at a gun show, just like if I walk into your brick and mortar to buy a gun from you and you got to get a background check, same thing at a gun show. If it's federally regulated, you got to take that background check. It's like the federal instant background check or something like that. Yeah. The only way you could buy a gun at a gun show without getting a background check and going through the process is if it's from a private seller, because they like loophole it and say, well, if you're a private seller, you may be buying the gun like for your gun collection or whatever. So do you think that the process to do it is foolproof? And if it's not, where do you feel like there should be some like amendments to it?
I don't think it's foolproof. And a lot of, when there are errors, so like the Uvalde shooter, for example, he just was able to buy a gun and be evil and terrorize a community. When there are errors, though, typically what I've seen and read or heard about is that there's just been human error where the state, any individual state, didn't pass on that information to the federal government. Otherwise, those things do get caught in our federal check system. As far as if there's anything in the buying process that I would want to revise, I can't think of any, because I'm so far on the other side that there's weapons that I can't buy or obtain, right, that I want. That I want to have.
So I'm gonna tell you this, man. I used to stay with my cousin like my last year at PV, and like he was working like onshore drill sites, and you know, like close to the border, so like he would buy all of these different guns. And one day the ATF came to check like literally every gun, and he wasn't there, so he had to call me. He was like, hey bro, look, I need you to go in my closet, open up that big old safe. I'm finna give you a combination, and I'm gonna need you to pull out this and this and this. The paperwork and also the guns to make sure, you know, everything, the number scratched off, make sure you got the right, you know, magazines and all of that good stuff. Like literally when they first came, I was scared as shit. I was like, oh shit, like I don't know what the fuck to do, because I just stay here. I know where them guns is at, but I don't bother them. Yeah. So, you know, I go in there and, you know, real nice dudes. They just told me, hey, we just here to check guns and make sure blase, blase, blase. Does that still happen?
I don't. I mean, I would have to have a reason to why they would come just check. But yeah, no, like I hadn't heard anybody that just comes check outside of like some red flag type situation. Somebody called in to somebody go check. They call it swatting. Where you put in a claim that somebody's doing something and the police just come and check it out. But outside of that, I hadn't heard of just a random spot check or anything.
And that's as foolproof as you could make the process. As foolproof as you can make the process to getting a gun. My bad. Keep your phone off, nigga. God damn, that's the second time. As foolproof as you can make the process of buying a gun, like there's still going to be, like you said, human error in some way. And so, like, I don't understand why we having like this big constitutional talk about gun laws or about gun laws and safety and stuff like that. Like, it should be more geared towards safety, but it feels like we're gearing more towards the laws. Like, it's the government's fault for not policing the people, you know,
because
what I'm saying?
I think
where's the accountability?
Think it should be mandatory. You need to have a safety class. Like, that should be mandatory, fam. Like, I always bro, everybody has a right to go drive. Fam, you have to go renew your license. You know what I'm saying? You have to take a driving test to get in that damn car. Like, don't make this harder than what it needs to be. I'm okay with everybody having their guns. Like, fam, if you're a responsible gun owner, nigga, go buy a bazooka if you want to. If you're a responsible gun owner, but the minute that, you know, you're trying to go buy that, like you said, go buy the suppressor. I'm okay with that. Like, hey, we finna run some background checks and you probably gonna get this until 18 months. Yeah. I'm okay with that. That makes sense. But for somebody who just turned 18, just go up there, just, you know, go buy a gun and now everything is all good. No, they're like safety classes should be enforced. That's just my opinion. They should be enforced. Like, just because you sell me a gun doesn't mean like I know how to use it.
Mm-hmm. You can't buy a gun at 18 unless you were
or a rifle.
Unless you're in, you can't buy a gun at 18 unless you are military. 18 to 20, you're only military. You gotta be.
That's for handguns.
Mm-hmm.
So you could
long
long
guns,
rifles.
long rifle shotguns. You
You can buy that.
at 18.
Yeah, like on your 18th birthday, you can get
damn.
a
Buy that.
So-
And that's
so-
what I'm saying.
damn.
Like,
So
come on.
that brings up another question then, because they said that the Uvalde shooter had a 9 on him, along with 2 rifles. And let me just backtrack, man. Let's talk about costs of these guns.
Yeah,
That's another thing too.
For a standard AR-15, no modifications, no nothing. How much does that cost?
right now they're like $1,000. I would say I bought my first one around 2013. So my son's born in 2012, so probably like 2013 or something like that. I think my first one was maybe like $450. Now just for a random basic, AR-15, they like $900,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
How much are the rounds?
They're about let me see. I just bought some. So like if you bought like a 50-round box right now, they're probably like around $20.
God damn.
Yeah.
Because the dude had, from my understanding, the guy had 2 of them. Mm-hmm. And how much is a handgun? A handgun runs about what, $600 now?
Yeah.
Like a 9, a Glock.
Yeah.
Around $600.
Yeah.
He had 2 of them. The magazines,
Yep.
the rounds, a handgun. He had all that stuff that he bought a week prior to him going to go perform that evil act that he did. My thing is, and this might be jumping into conspiracy territory, but where the fuck he get all this money from? Because from a video that I saw, everything that he did have equated to about $5,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's about
Nah,
five.
it was more than that. 'Cause his rifles, they were from like Daniel Defense, so those rifles were probably like $3,000.
Shit. So you looking at about a good 7 or 8.
Where the
Right
fuck
there.
did he get this money? He just turned 18.
Well, he got a job. You get a job when you're 16. You can get a job, and then you don't have to pay bills and nothing like that.
$9,000?
And I know
No, he
where
only
you-
making $5 an hour. Hold on.
And I know I know why you say you kind of dipping off on the conspiracy end, because they were saying old boy was getting bullied basically for being poor. Like how all of a sudden you're able to get all of this stuff.
You were getting bullied for your wardrobe.
Yeah.
But if you had $9,000, why not go revamp your drove?
Yeah,
I would have stepped into high school looking clean and up,
Ready,
bitch. You know what I'm saying? With 9 racks when I'm a kid,
Hey,
I would have walked in that house
hold on.
smacking.
Fam, you can give me 5 racks right now as a grown up.
Clean up, go clean up. Bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like
for real.
Yeah, nigga, they're huffing and puffing. I'm getting picked on. I'm gonna spend $9,000 on some guns and go shoot up some babies.
Yeah, that
It's
was
just
wild. But let's
it don't make sense to me.
Yeah, let's bring it back just 2 seconds, man. So, because I want to talk about prices of guns.
Yeah.
That is important. Like everybody, man, it's your right to have a gun. I don't care about that. Now you start talking about the prices of guns, and it's like, damn, man. Most of the people who've been saying, everybody who's committed a mass shooting, if you start reading and digging into it, they always got something in there talking about I was poor, picked on for not having enough money. My nigga, these guns ain't cheap. And right now in 2020, in June of 2022, we going through a whole goddamn recession. Ain't shit cheap no more. So anybody else who's trying to use that excuse of, I ain't had no money growing up and all that. My nigga, you got the money now and you go choose to kill people rather than bettering your own situation. Stop the bullshit. Stop using guns. And that's why I say that, it shouldn't be that's why I say it should be, for certain guns, it should be some kind of loophole wait time for you to go get that gun. Like, nigga, y'all know y'all have seen the Red Dawn. It's not coming tomorrow, fam. Like, nobody's finna just bomb America and just take over like they did in the Red Dawn. That shit ain't happening, fam. Let's have some type of control. Because if we don't follow through with the controls that we have and we start loosening up on the controls that we already have and we're not following through with them, fam, it's going to get even worse.
For me, the MSRP ain't that important. Because we have these MSRP conversations like the black market and nigga, Jordans was $600, but I had some partners that was stealing them out of Foot Locker, selling them for $2. So you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I hear the conversation, but when you focus on something like that, you miss what it really is. Maybe it's the conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something else. But we focusing on the laws behind them, and they have nothing to do. They have nothing to do with it, man.
I would say
the laws do have something to do with it.
I would say, like for me, where when we're trying to have a prescription through legislation on gun violence and mass shootings and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of these people break several laws, right, already, and a lot of them intend on crashing out because they want to be infamous. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't even understand why we think this problem will be fixed through more laws, different laws, or through legislation. Because if somebody's going to spend their last $9,000 or first $9,000 to go to a hotel in Vegas or a club in Orlando or a grocery store in Buffalo or a church in Charleston or schools all across this nation, knowing that there's a 98% chance that they're gonna crash out and be killed,
right?
They don't care about the law. Like they already broke all of the laws.
Okay. But here's the thing: why in Texas? I'm just gonna speak for Texas. Why make it easier? Like, why are we sitting on our ass and making it easier? That don't make sense.
How are they making it easy?
My nigga, we literally have just said, all right, from 18, you can almost get any goddamn thing you want.
Yeah, but how does that make it? It doesn't stop the process, though. The age doesn't stop the process.
No, you're making it easier. We know at 18, 19, we all made dumb decisions. That's the same reason why at 12 and 13, you can't go drink liquor.
So is
hold on. We put age limits on stuff based on what? How people respond at certain ages. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying, one size shoe is going to fit all. It's not going to always be foolproof, but we can't sit here and just be idle and be like, okay, because this guy was 17 and had a gun, so maybe this law ain't going to work. That doesn't mean that because somebody slipped through the cracks. Because at this point, all we doing is sitting on our goddamn ass and not doing anything because it's, we not going to catch everybody, or, it's our right. No. We're not at a point that where we can just sit idle, because sooner or later it's going to come knocking at somebody else's door. And then you're going to be like, damn, we could have did something. We need to do something now. Just figure it out. Like we're humans. We figure out goddamn everything. We figure out how to advance to the next level in everything. This should not be something that we can't figure out.
So what do you think? What do you think I'm sure you haven't thought about it, but what do you think the solution for it would be? Do you think that pushing the age back would?
Okay, here's my solution. It ain't just one thing, and that's, you always know me. There's several thousand ways to skin a cat. My thing is, we also, first thing first, psych valves for everybody. Make sure that it's easy access to have people have their mental capacities checked out, because most of the time all these people have something mentally wrong with them. That's number one. And if something's mentally wrong with you, you shouldn't have a gun, because if something's mentally wrong with you, you can't go drive a damn car.
Let's not say that that's mentally wrong with them. That's the defense that they use in court. Okay. Let's not say that,
but some of them are
right.
Hold on, because that's not the only thing.
I know. I'm going as you go.
Safety checkups should happen often.
Safety, like, meaning like,
hey, you need to go to this gun class. Mandatory. You need to go to this gun class. Every 6 months, you got to go.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thirdly, soon as you buy the gun, whoever sold you that gun is now on the hook for what you do. Now, I'm not saying, hold on, wait. I'm not saying, oh, you know, I bought this gun from Emerson and I go kill somebody and Emerson goes to jail. No. I would say kind of put it like in a point system, like, hey, fam, are you doing your correct checks when you're selling somebody a gun?
So then what happens in this instances where you are doing as a dealer, you doing your correct hold on. As a dealer, you're doing your correct checks. What happens in the instance where it just keep happening like that?
Well, my nigga, if it keeps happening, then of course you got to get shut down because, fam, if everybody that's having mass shootout, fam, it's just like a bar. If everybody keep going to your bar and leaving your bar and causing drunk driving accidents, they're gonna shut your bar down.
But that's different, Tony. That you could hold on.
No,
Tony.
Hold on. Let me finish.
I never even started. Go ahead, finish though.
All I'm saying is, fam, you know, as an owner, if you keep fucking up, eventually you're gonna get shut down, fam.
Apples and oranges. Okay. You like getting
fruit though.
Somebody getting drunk. You like, come on. You know when a nigga getting drunk. You don't necessarily know if a nigga mentally ill. There's no foolproof way.
But if it keeps happening to you, that's the thing. If it keeps happening to you, what's supposed to happen, Ray? I'm supposed to let you keep your bar open and while out here.
Stop bringing up the bar. We're talking about guns.
Okay, but am I supposed to allow you to keep selling guns to people that every time somebody shoots somebody, it's coming from your shop?
Hold on,
Come on, man,
guys. I mean, and this is something that Ray has said continually, constantly throughout this tenure that we had our podcast. We're talking about anomalies now. Now we want to talk about reality, and the reality is that there's never one dealer that's selling to all mass shooters. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I would side eye, you know what I'm saying, if every gun that, you know, that kills 1,000 people at a time, it came from that one dealer on the corner of 5th and Avenue. Yeah. I mean, I would side eye too. But that's just not the reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we got crazy people all over the country. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
at any given time.
So, you know, I like after having these conversations, you know, after Emerson just explained what he explained, I personally right now do not see a remedy for it. It's just only thing that I see now is that people need to be, and this is something that me and Emerson talked about, people need to be prepped. You know, because you can't control somebody because people are all their own individual. But you can't control how you can defend yourself or how you can be prepared in the event something stupid like that happens. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, you do have to trust people to do their jobs. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, I would hope, and we're just talking, I'm going back to just a school. I would hope in a school I can trust mofos to do what they're paid to do. Mm-hmm. Now, once we get into the realm of if something goes down and the people that are paid to nullify certain situations don't do it, now we're in an entirely different ballpark right now because now, you know, because we want to hold the shooter accountable, but we also got to hold the responders accountable, the people that are in positions to protect the kids. We got to look at the whole thing. Like you was just saying, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Absolutely. If we want to stay specifically with Uvalde, there are a lot of ways to prevent that issue from happening. Mm-hmm. One of them is not giving teachers guns.
Yeah, I think that's stupid.
I think that's the most idiotic idea that anybody has ever come up with in regards to that situation.
Let me just add something to that. So the example that you gave as far as teachers, one being able to secure a gun and then handle a gun, I 100% agree. And I'm sure a lot of people make the argument that just all teachers should have guns. I think that's insane. but the other thing I just want to object. Let's just say I was a teacher. I was a third grade teacher. Mm-hmm. If I was to put myself in that as I'm a third grade teacher and I wanted to carry my gun in a school, which I would because I carry everywhere I go. I think that's what people are saying when they say if the teachers want to be able to carry firearms. Because I wouldn't want Miss Houston to have a gun. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if Emerson was a teacher, I would be perfectly fine if Emerson had his firearm.
Right,
You would be fine. Ray Matthews wouldn't be fine if Noah was in your class.
Emerson, right? That's another thing. Emerson would be perfectly fine handling the gun, but you also got to throw in the fact that you are now you're policing other people's babies.
Yeah,
and those parents might feel a certain type of way about their kids going a day in, day out to a classroom where there's a gun there, especially like little babies. We talking about 5 and like them kids were like 5, 6 and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how, because you're a parent. I mean, all you guys are parents.
How long you been around firearms?
No. At home where you know you can control the environment. Yeah, you good with that. But you talk about sending your kids to class. Wait, I mean, you don't know that teacher from Timbuktu. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they got going on in their personal lives. Yeah. But you expect for them to be able to handle that gun just like how you handle it. I'm not a parent. I don't know. But I don't think that you would trust a stranger.
Yeah, I'm not trusting like all teachers.
Yeah,
with that shit.
I got 2 questions off of that. One would be: did y'all see that the school where the staff, they do have guns? It was just like a news report. A guy walked into the school. He was like, "Okay, what do y'all have?" You know, people showed their firearms, and they was like, "Okay, cool." It was just the kind of just off of the question: should teachers have guns?
Where was this? Right. Where was this at?
I'm not sure what state it was in.
Yeah. We're researching.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
Had to be in Hawkins.
What you talking about, Stranger Things?
Yeah, had to be in Hawkins, nigga, where it was like 12 people in the city. But go ahead, sorry.
And then my question, because I was going to ask this earlier or at some point. If you just take a place, it could be a school, or we could just say Perry Steakhouse, for example. Yeah. Let's just call it Perry's. We all going to Perry's. Do you think Perry Steakhouse would be more or less safe if there were no guns, or if there were guns in there?
Perry's would be safe. We was talking about my beef with schools though. Perry's would be safe for sure. I could deal with that.
So safe, would it be more or less safe if there were 0 guns, or there's people in there with guns?
If there's people with guns, it'd be more safe.
So and you're talking about in regards to like the open carry where all the customers can come in with guns. You got staff with guns. Everybody got guns. You just talking about
I'm just asking you.
Okay. Yeah.
It'd be more safe because if I could see your gun, then I'd be less likely to test you or to want to test you if something crazy happening. So I'm with that.
Man, regardless, I'm there to grow up anyway. I don't give a damn about your damn guns. Rub me this filet mignon, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. But I ask people that question because there is a thought process that if there were no guns in this place, any place I decide to go to, that it's more safe. And I don't subscribe to that at all, right? So I like when I go into a place and I'm like, okay, cool. He carrying. I know I'm carrying. I got my kids with me. Okay, security guard over there, cool. You know, boom, 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 boom. This place is way more safe. Like, I know people that don't like guns or are afraid of guns, and they would just have the opposite opinion or perspective. And so it's not a got you or you right or you wrong type of thing. It's just one of those things that, you know, you need to acknowledge about yourself. That when I walk in, I'm looking at people's belts. You know, I'm looking at who has bags. I'm looking at just a lot of different things. You know, you look at if people's not necessarily concealing, but you can see the print of the firearm and stuff. Yeah, like, okay, cool, boom, he good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like scared or something. I literally be like, no, we all safe in here. Because if Tops grocery store in Buffalo, New York happened, he going down. So if I'm on this side of the store and he came in over there, that dude I seen over there with the cowboy boots on and the fisherman shirt
can shoot.
He gonna hold that shit down on that side.
I'm putting him down. You know
and I'm gonna hold that shit down on this side. And I know, we're gonna be good. We gonna make it up out of here.
That makes sense.
That church in Texas where a homeless dude came in with a shotgun, killed one guy, and 3 deacons killed him. Yeah. And on the surveillance camera, it was 8 other people that jumped up and pulled their weapons out.
Yeah. Hey.
We gonna make it out of here. Yeah. Now it's unfortunate, sad, and tragic that the one person did get killed, but it wasn't 27. And it wasn't 32.
That's how I figured my church would be. And I know you've been in my church. My pastor was like the police chaplain. Yeah. And we have like, man, maybe about 4 or 5 deacons and reverends that are actually sheriffs or on HPD or constables. Yeah. His son is a sheriff. You know what I'm saying? And at all times, if you think you go run up in the church and try to do something like that in my church, you're gonna die.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now,
And that's
you might let off one and get one.
Yeah,
but
and
you
that's
gonna
how I
die.
think it's supposed to be. Honestly,
Yeah, I have no problems with bearing arms. Like just a matter of just being responsible about it.
And that's the thing. How do we? I guess you can't legislate it. Let's just say we can't.
You can't.
How we need to get something together to say to the people that's over there saying, "Oh, we don't need no guns." Shut up,
And
because we do. And the people over here is saying, "Yeah, we need all our guns." It's like you either too far right or too far left. Like, hold on, fam. We not know people like that.
But this
fam.
is the
we
thing.
can come up with something.
This is the thing, man. Like, Tony, and I love you to death, but you know what I'm saying. But you like sometimes when we have these conversations, you say we just need to come up with something. You know what I'm saying? Just something. Like, and that something ain't always an easy thing to get to. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never saying it's easy.
So, and that's what a lot of other people do. They like they're clamoring for something, but they don't even know what the something is. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know the process that Emerson just laid out. They don't even know that off top. So they can't even come up with something.
But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that are knowledgeable. Because the people that are knowledgeable should be at the damn forefront.
But the people that are knowledgeable,
The people that are knowledgeable are saying we should be able to carry our guns.
Right, but with what, bro, we can't sit up on our ass. And Emerson has already said, hold on, fam, we do have stuff in place already. So if somebody slips through the crack, more than likely it's somewhere in the state. Okay, fine. Now we just pinpointed where we need to figure this shit out at. You niggas that failed at the state level, it's on y'all ass. We need to get on y'all ass to make sure that y'all are following through.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, somebody has to. When I say something got to happen, Emerson just pointed out where somebody could fall through the cracks because he just told us everything about guns. I ain't gonna say everything, but he just told us about ARs. He just told us, how somebody can fall through the cracks. Okay, right there is where we need to be having a conversation. I'm not against having guns. But we do need to have a conversation to try to figure out how can we make the situation better, because us sit up here talking about, this person ain't knowledgeable and that person ain't. Get your unknowledgeable ass to the back and let the people at the forefront who know what's going on actually make progress.
The problem. Go ahead.
I'll just say that the gist of it all is that mofos just need to do their job. Like do just do your job.
That's the thing. Okay, then. Cool. I'm with that.
The problem.
I'm with that.
The problem is, Tony, is that it's either everybody's so far left or so far.
I said that too.
Yeah.
Shut up. Everybody's so far left or everybody's so far right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you either want guns or you don't want guns, and there's no in between. That in between is getting lost because the people who you know what I'm saying are uneducated about guns are like, we just need to get rid of them in general. But the people who got guns are like, no, nigga, you ain't taking my weapon. Like I need to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us really bearing down and figuring out what the issue is, which for me makes it more go back to that conspiracy shit, man. It's just like you using gun control and gun laws to get you a seat in the house. You don't really care if the problem gets solved. The only thing you care is if you get a seat at the table. You know what I'm saying?
That shit go on both sides, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's the bad part.
Yeah.
And I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the bad part. Like, the people who want to make change on both sides, them need to be the motherfuckers at the forefront.
But right now we have a bipartisan plan to regulate gun control to where it's cool for both sides, but they're having a few hiccups with it. So you have if we're going to take it political, because this shit is political. And the national
NRA?
NRA is one of the biggest gun lobbyists out there. You know what I'm saying? So, all this stuff is, everybody playing their little hand in it because there's money to be made here and there. Yeah. But they are currently working on a plan to regulate it to where everybody is okay. But we just got to get there. We just got to get to that point.
Can I say something?
But hold on, let me say this. But I do know this, though. I know this. If a zombie apocalypse comes, Emerson, I'm paying you for me and Stacy to come to your crib. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause if you got shit that can take out elephants, bro. Well, hey, my mama, Stacy. You know what I'm saying? My daddy. Hey, I'm paying for everybody. Well, how much it cost for me to come over there and be with y'all? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep tabs on you. You know where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go to JoJo crib, cousin JoJo.
Oh yeah,
I'm going out there.
Oh yeah,
and you know who else close out there? My cousin there, Joe. So we gonna combine all them niggas' guns together.
Yeah,
and
man.
we on the ranch.
I'm always getting ready for the apocalypse. Yeah, my girl was on the phone with her friend. They talking about some plants. I'm like, man, y'all talking about these little window plants. Y'all didn't go make me a garden. So when the apocalypse comes, I'm gonna have some food.
I need some tomatoes and bell peppers and shit.
I know. So then my girl, she's like, well, you know what they gonna do if the apocalypse actually come? The government is gonna come and take everybody's resources that they did have. And I'm like, well, that's what all this shit for. So when I told you I had just bought some ammo, I'm like, this is for. I got some 224, 223.
Motherfuckers gonna have to bomb. They gonna have to bomb this. They gonna have to drop a bomb on this to get all of that.
You know what I'm saying?
I know I was on the other side, but since I've been watching Stranger Things, I'm like, man, listen, something come out the seventh dimension, I need to be ready.
And so we joke about the apocalypse too, right? But the apocalypse literally could just be like Hurricane Katrina, where what civilization literally broke down, or it could be the freeze.
The freeze,
right?
That
like
shit
so,
was wild.
People think of like
zombies and shit.
We think about the apocalypse one way, right? Because it's fun to.
Yeah.
But look, we see this shit all the time. You know what I mean? We see it. We seen it with the lockdowns with the CV, right? We seen it with the freeze or hurricanes where Joe Biden said we got to get the vaccine. You know what I mean? That'll help us out. But we've seen breakdowns.
Let Exxon sell gas for $2. I'm gonna find me a gun.
Yeah, 'cause I know if the purge popped out, bro, I'd be assed out right now. You know what I'm saying? I had to be outside like digging us a fucking little vault. You know what I'm saying? Like, say we're gonna be down here until this shit go over. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't got no weaponry. I got a sword, bro. I got a replica of a snake eyes sword.
I got swords too.
Is that what it's called? A katana?
No, it was not. I got
bow and arrow. I got the sword.
I got the snake eye sword. You know what I'm saying? The replica of snake eye sword from G.I. Joe. I got a replica of that shit.
He got a replica.
Yeah, no. First off,
it's
real metal. That bitch will cut your ass.
That bitch ain't dope.
So I will slice the fuck out of somebody come out this bitch. But I can't shoot nobody right now. But you might get a.
Hey, one of the things I do think that we do need to get a better handle on. I hate to be serious though. Is like black people owning guns and our interactions with white people. That definitely has to be a thing.
Wait, what?
Black people owning guns and having them at the same capacity as white people. Like we and what I'm saying is as a multitude, bro. If more black people started buying guns, man, it'll be a lot of civil unrest in this country.
There's a lot of people that there's a lot of black people that have guns.
I know a lot of niggas that got guns illegally, but they got them.
But
we're talking about illegal. I'm talking about legally. I know a lot of black people that have them.
Well, because of the space that we're in. I'm talking about if you took a poll, and damn it, I lost the page. If we took a poll and said, hey, how many of you legally have firearms at your house versus black people versus white people? It's a real difference.
You got to prove that to me.
Hold on. And then how are we perceived? That's the real case. Like,
I mean, how
are we perceived? So
how we perceive, like, as far as open carry?
We already perceived as dangerous because we already fucking black. And then you start talking about having guns.
I'm not subscribing to them old ideals, bro.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
you keep saying that, but
I can't do it. Like,
I'm playing.
No. I can't.
Okay, I'm playing.
I can't.
Listen, a white dude walk. It doesn't matter. A white dude walked up to the bar. Big cowboy walked up to the bar and had his gun, and I was like, "Hold on, all right, nigga." You know what I'm saying? I don't think that means anything. That matters. It's a part of the law.
Right. What do we always said it. We're talking about the majority, not an anomaly, fam.
I'm not an anomaly. I'm a person. I'm just saying. I'm saying my reaction.
About that one,
I'm talking about my reaction to him.
One person. But if all four of us just said, "Hey, we finna go out, and all of our guns are showing when we go somewhere. You know how we gonna proceed is gonna be
some people
very different.
Some people just scared of guns.
No,
some people.
I can tell you for a fact, like that's typically how me and the guys that I know, we walk around like that all the time. It's been fine. Like I've never had a situation where it wasn't fine. Traffic stops, just walking by police that's just out or whatever. Even before it was a constitutional carry in Texas, right now we didn't need a license to open carry. It was like some situation at the corner of my neighborhood, and I was just walking with my daughter, and I open carry around my neighborhood and stuff, and they ain't say nothing. You know what I mean? It was just like, "What's up, man? What's up?" And we just kept walking.
Yeah, and for those who are listening to the audio, man, Emerson is 6'9", 250 pounds, bro.
Yeah, but
walking around with a gun on his hip.
And Emerson doesn't have a tattoo on his body. That can be seen.
Now you taking different levels, dog. I mean, I guess you gotta have a. You're being stereotypical, like.
But that is, nigga. People stereotype. What are you talking about?
I mean, we stereotype, Tony. Like,
time out.
Stop pushing that narrative, bro.
I'm not pushing no narrative.
You are because you stopped the conversation to bring something up that. What are you talking about,
bro? I Shay Dad is a constable, bro. I talk to him about this shit constantly.
That don't make him more knowledgeable than a regular nigga. Like,
no, but I'm telling you what police are seeing, fam.
You know, that's one police, nigga. Anomaly.
Right,
Anomaly.
So, everything's invalid. I'm good.
I'm not saying it's invalid.
No.
Tony, I'm not saying.
I'm talking about.
We're having a conversation,
okay,
Tony.
So let
and
me
I'm
tell
not,
you about all my experiences before you just start knocking down one of them. Because
Tony,
he ain't the only policeman that I know.
So I gotta give you 10 minutes to tell me all the cops
ahead,
you know.
Bro. No.
No, you
ain't gotta give me shit. Go ahead.
No, Tony.
You don't have to give me shit, bro. Go ahead.
Tony, go. Nah, bro. I'm trying to hear you. I'm trying to hear you. Yeah.
Bro, you know this. How many policemen do I know for real?
Yeah,
that I
quite a few.
Like
yeah.
a bunch, and I ask them questions often, dog. Like anytime somebody gets killed by the police, I want to ask questions like, "Hey, what did they do wrong? How can we get better?" All that type of shit, bro. But a 6'7" nigga walking around with a gun on his hip, and if he has tattoos, police are going to see something completely different.
So
if he doesn't have tattoos, bro, is this what it is?
So you basically saying that Emerson don't look like a
he doesn't look like a threat. No, he doesn't look like a threat.
But he's 6'9",
It doesn't matter. He doesn't look like a threat.
So you're saying a white dude with tattoos would be the same? It'd be the same thing, right?
Nigga, if you got a motherfucking biker nigga walking in here,
yeah,
I'm gonna. Hey, hold on now.
So
I'm gonna look at that nigga a little different, fam. We all do it,
right, Tony. So hold on. So what I'm saying is that brings it. I love you, dog. First and foremost, relax. I want to hear you. I'm just we having a conversation, but all I'm saying is that in the same instance as you brought the point of being black, and in that situation, you just flat out communicated that if a white biker walked in that same situation, you would feel the exact same way. So is it safe to say that it may not be a color line? Maybe there's just a threat line. Like you just look like
a degenerate.
Trouble. Yeah, it look like trouble.
It's a bit of both.
So
bro.
and I get it.
But
that's not. But okay, I don't even know where I was about to go.
But the thing he was trying to go to is that we don't want to make it a color thing,
right.
And then because what happened with this, Tony, is that when we start talking about color, and then I just made my point about because the big black guy, I just made my point about that. Then you brought up tattoos, and then if I'd have said something about tattoos, and you're gonna bring up something else that we normally do. No, it's just I don't want to go down that rabbit. If you have your shit holstered. Mm-hmm. And everybody can see it's holstered. I don't give a fuck how many tattoos you got on your face, your arm, your fingers. Right. It's holstered. You see it. He can carry it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
You got a dead tattoos being
please
threatened.
Hold it. No. Please hold your thought. How tall are you?
6'9".
6'9". How tall is Steven Jackson?
He's 6'8".
6'8", 6'7". You put both of them niggas in the same room. Both of them got guns.
Holstered.
March them niggas out in public, and I guarantee you they're going to say Steven Jackson looks like a threat. Right or wrong?
We already established that, though.
I don't know. If it's holstered and everybody can see it, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm done. Okay.
No, but Stephen brought up a good point. What I was gonna say, like, people do stereotype people.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
All the time, and that's what I was gonna say. I'm not shooting you bail or nothing, but just to, if I'm getting your point correct, right? That's one of the when I talk to people all the time, I'm like, wearing a belt and a holster, right, that fits and clothes that fit is important for the stereotypical profiling type situation.
Thank you.
Okay, so all right,
That's what I'm trying to
Wait, say that again.
So when you're looking at a person who is carrying responsibly, right? So wearing fitting good pair of pants, shorts with a belt and a holster, whether it's outside the waistband or inside, right? There's certain it gives you a certain picture in your mind as far as stereotypes goes, which is what Tony was getting at, right? If you are, for example, sagging your pants and you have a weapon just in your waistband, the likelihood that you're just a responsible guy that came to HEB and you carrying your weapon for safety, and you aren't a degenerate in troublemaking in the most profiley, stereotypical racist person's mind, like we're going to the most racist stereotypical profiley person. They're going to be like, yeah, he trouble, he's a degenerate. Whereas somebody has a belt on and they pants fit and they have a holster, that person would just be like which I was saying before, where like it's a dude that's carrying people carry all the time. So those types of things do make a difference. And I think that's what Tony was trying to say.
That's what I'm saying. To those people who because I know some
But
niggas
Tony
King Jackson though.
I know some people.
What I'm saying, he wear fitted clothes,
that.
bro. Like he a grown ass man.
But
You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
just pointing out the tattoos and all of that. But what I am saying is, I know people who legally have firearms that are black, but they still gonna walk around, sag their pants, and not wear correctly. Like those are the hey, bro, come on, man. We're trying to clean up this image so everybody doesn't see somebody that's black. Like,
well,
get on
you had the conversation with them.
That's what I just,
No, that's not what you said. You getting on the stereotyping white people and shit like that.
Yeah.
Stop pushing that shit.
Because of
accountability,
how
man. Get on them niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Stop sagging your pants. How many times your mama got to tell you that when you or your daddy got to tell you that in jail when you wear your pants down, I mean you want to get fucked? Like how many times we got to have this conversation?
But
we still blaming them. Like no, nigga, pick your fucking pants up and put a belt on. That's the proper. Your pants. They make pants with loops. Okay. Not for shit that look good. Put a fucking belt on, nigga. Like that's it. It's simple.
It won't always.
It has to be.
No, it will. It's that
It has
simple.
to be.
It's that simple, Tony.
No, it won't always be the
Tony,
same.
do you
that
sag your
way.
pants?
No.
Where did you grow up at?
Acres home.
Right. Why don't you sag your
you said
pants,
where?
Tony? Yeah. Why don't you sag your pants? Steve already answered. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why
I
don't you
thought you
sag
said
your
something
pants?
else.
I know my cousin, bro.
Well, for one, shit, I ain't never felt comfortable doing it.
Right. Why don't you feel comfortable sagging your pants?
Because you're a grown ass man.
No, even when I was younger,
You know what I'm trying to get you
When
to
you a
say,
grown
nigga.
ass
You
man,
know
when you
why.
a kid.
When I was younger, I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
One of the
You
most
was a
responsible
grown-
niggas I know. He try to circle around and like I just don't feel I don't feel
I
comfortable.
said when I
dog.
was younger, I never did because I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
But and then now moving
And I
forward,
still ain't gonna do it.
right? Because now it's not because you don't feel comfortable. Now you like that shit's stupid. Like
Bro, if I didn't feel comfortable at fucking 14 and 15, why would I feel comfortable doing some shit now?
there's
Hold on,
things
but,
that you may not feel comfortable. I
All
didn't
right,
feel
come on,
comfortable
bro.
having sex
Like-
at 14 or 15, but now I'm
Like, I'm just gonna learn how to wear my clothes. So I'm gonna learn how to wear my clothes improperly and get used to it all of a sudden.
that's what I want you to say. That wearing clothes like that is an improper. You
Right.
said it.
And,
Moving on.
and let's also preface it by this. Like wearing clothes like that isn't to meet a European standard. That's
No,
just
it's
something
not.
that as a man, I feel like you should be able to carry yourself in a
okay.
certain way.
Yeah.
It ain't no standard, no beauty standard, or no attire standard from somebody else. This is solely in the black community that I'm talking about. I would rather see our men have their pants on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like not even about like, oh man, because if somebody might look at you crazy. No, it's just us, bro. Like we upstanding gentlemen, man. Like I want all of us to look a certain way. You feel me? Know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at
You
that.
can go ahead. I was gonna add something to it, but okay, cool. Yeah, I talk to people about this all the time. Like I'm not talking about fashion. I don't really care when I say you should wear pants or shorts that fit with a belt and shoes or boots that fit, right? I'm looking at it from, if you need to run somewhere, can you get out the way? Mm-hmm. You know, if you need to hop a fence, can you hop out the fence? Right. If you don't have pants with pockets, I know you don't have a knife or a tool or multi-tool. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you don't have like stuff that you need to have. I know you don't have a light on you, a pen, something to write down something with. I know you don't have that. You're not prepared for life. If you outside with flip flops, you're not ready to do anything. Like, you're not ready to defend yourself. You're not ready to make it home on purpose. You didn't come outside with an intention to come back home. And so it has nothing to do with, like you said, a European standard. It has nothing to do with fashion. For me, it don't even have nothing to do with stereotypes.
Yeah.
I need somewhere to keep my shit.
That's comfortable and it don't affect or hinder my movement. So
my shorts got all kind of zippers on them. The hidden compartments.
And what you said earlier, stay ready so you don't have to what?
Get ready.
Exactly. So I mean, I
get what you're saying, Tony,
but people need to, like, what I'm saying is people need to learn that, like, all those different things that Emerson just said, like, when we talking to black people, we need to learn that when it comes to legally owning a gun, like, hey, fam, how you're perceived holding that gun means a lot.
Now,
it means a lot.
Now, what I will agree with you on is the perception of pictures when you see guys taking pictures with guns.
Oh yeah.
And they have tattoos, and people automatically assume that they got them illegally or things of that nature. But if you see it on the opposite side, then it's like, oh, you just, you see like a guy with his kids, with guns, and then you see the opposite side with their kids, and then it's like, okay, you teaching them how to hunt, but then you see on the other side, now you teaching them how to go out and rob.
Shoot somebody.
I don't like that part. I don't like that part.
That a lot.
It's just how it's perceived, man, and I think people really, like, I always bring it back to us as black people. We need to understand, like, us having guns, how are we going to be perceived? How you show how you're having that gun means a lot. It just does. Like, it ain't shit you can do about it.
Holster that shit, bro.
Hey, holster it.
I would say holster goes a long way. Like, I can look at like and I would just say police, for example, not even just like a random person or whatever. But like police officers, like, I can see they like, okay, you got a holster, like that brand, it's like all right, cool, whatever. Like, he just walking with his kids and stuff.
Don't just have it in your pants.
It's just in your pocket. Yeah. Like, just in your waistband or just in your pants.
Even though
you spend $700 to put it in your pocket.
Even though some are meant specifically for that purpose, which is cool. But come on, man, like,
them niggas ain't keeping no pocket rockets.
Hey, what's the receiver that played for the Giants?
Plexico Burris.
Ask Plexico about that about doing that dumbass shit.
Yeah, he talked about that.
And it's important because the holsters protect the trigger, like the trigger guard, right? Like, so you have weapons you have holsters that secure the trigger in the weapon where you have to disengage it before you can take it out, so it's pretty much locked. And then you have ones that just could slide out, whether it's plastic or leather. But having a holster goes a long way. Like, the difference between a lot of accidental discharges or negligent discharges.
That's a holster.
Literally, it could just be the holster. Like,
it really is.
Yeah, if you just have your gun in your pocket, you might. Yeah.
You might shoot yourself in the goddamn foot. Or the thigh.
Yeah, you look. Come on, like, let's be safe out here.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, man. Why you look at me like that, fam?
I just looked at you, bro.
That nigga looked at me like, Tony's stupid than the motherfucker.
That's how I look at you.
Yeah, it was. Like, I know you all my damn life.
You brought up an interesting perspective, and I'm glad you was able to get your point across on that. Moving forward, what would you like to leave the people with today?
Oh, man.
Because this was a really good. This is a good episode. I think we might need to do a part 2 of this.
Yeah, man. Today is loaded. Yeah, we do need to do a part 2.
Yeah.
Today is loaded, but I will say this, man. If you're going to carry responsibly. Learn about your gun. Practice all the safety that you need to do. Like, be responsible, man. I hate to see somebody irresponsible with a gun, because you just going around and shooting somebody. it could be the least of your worries. We've had instances where kids get a hold of, grown-ups' guns because they've gotten, careless. Mm-hmm. We got to be responsible with our guns. Own your gun because it's your right. Protect yourself. That's it.
What you got for him, Ray?
Man, this is a packed episode. It's kind of hard to think about something to
This is a really good one.
Yeah, to leave people with, man. But just my thing is just, man, and it's like this with anything in life that the perception of these people being so passionate about it. Anything in life that you're quote unquote passionate about, educate yourself, man. Don't just like want to own a gun simply for protection, because other things come out of that. Kids, accidentally fire them off. You might accidentally fire them off. Like there's things that come with owning a gun. Just like with a car, there's things that come with owning a car, and a gun is no different, if not more important. So if you're gonna own a gun, own it. I'm with it, but educate yourself, man, and learn the ins and the outs. Like Tony was saying, learn how to clean it and about the ammo and all the different shit that you heard Emerson over here communicating today, man. Educate yourself.
That's what's up. Let's go, Emerson.
Just to lead the people. I guess I'll just do a continuation on what Ray was just saying. Like, education is like the biggest part, especially for something that's so important from a historical context. You can go from an American history or Black Americans specifically, the importance of firearms and how much that has been one of the drivers for freedom and revolution for every type of person in this country. But then going up to now to where we feel like in modern times, why you think you would need one. If you were to get one, what are the things that you need to learn about and do as far as the training, like Tony is emphasizing, which I totally agree with. Training, safety is always number one. So that's from the information side. From an emotional side, I think once people get to a point where they are okay, not necessarily okay, but you understand what guns are actually for and what they're really for and be serious about it, you respect the threat, and with the information obtained, you go out into the world and, you just be more responsible and informed, but then you're also able to deal with other people, more with more consideration and care, mm-hmm. right? And just just with all that, the information that you're armed with, you'll just be able to be prepared when you go out into the world. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that'll work. Well, I ain't even say nothing. I ain't say nothing.
Buy a gun, make sure you buy a side of maple syrup with it.
Yeah.
You see these guns? I got guns. The gun show.
Yeah.
I got guns
when you got these, when you got these pythons, you don't need no guns at the crib. You know what I'm saying? These 19-inch pythons.
Oh God.
What I'm gonna lead the people with, bro. What I'm gonna lead the people with is, you know what I'm saying? Man, hey, take your woman to the gun range, bro, because that's a nice ass date.
Oh, they like that.
That's real different.
Boy,
that's real different, fam. You know what I'm saying? And then you can learn about guns while she learn about guns, because my man there can help you learn about your shit while she learn about her shit. So you look like you low-key know what you're doing when you really don't know what you're doing, but you learning just with her, and you know what I'm saying, make you like you big time. Yeah. While you putting holes in the damn paper or whatever. Yeah. Because I know I went to the gun range. Oh shit, me and Stacey went out to the outside range or whatever, and I went to the gun range, the indoor gun range. I done shot a 45, got a little kick. You know what I'm saying? I shot the 9. I've shot an AR-15. It was some other guns, like, cause I have a lot of coworkers, a lot of friends from work that have all them. They just love them guns. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would just say, you know what I'm saying, people that, and I have to take my own advice, cause I don't own a gun, but I know I need one. But I would, stress the fact that, people need to just go to the range and just feel it. Just feel the gun. Yeah. Feeling how it kicks, you know what I'm saying? Like which direction it goes when you're holding it like you should be. Just get a good feel for your gun or the type of gun that you're looking into buying, and then move forward accordingly to wherever it is that you decided to try out that day. And the gun range is one gun range off of Fountain View. Fountain View and 59. That's the one that that's the one I go to.
Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun.
Yeah.
That's the one I
That's probably one of the best
go
ones
to.
in Houston.
Yeah, that's a really good one. They have a variety of weapons that you can try. It gets a little expensive as far as the ammo. So it might behoove you to buy your ammo like beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Spell behoove.
I ain't spelling that shit, but I've been drinking. Anybody that's watching the visuals know I've been drinking this what's this? Woodford Reserve. Let's go. But
you ain't even watching the video.
I'm gonna tell you, just my brother. He was talking about a safe. He's like, man, I need to get a safe. How big it needs to be and stuff. So I was showing him my safe. I was like, all right, let me call you on FaceTime. You know, he like, all right, you being Pride Month and stuff. That's what we do every time you about to get on FaceTime. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. But anyway, so I'm showing him my safe and stuff. He's like, oh man, when you get that? When you got that? Oh man, you been holding out over. He was like, hey. Some people might say you got a problem. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people would say.
Which brother?
My oldest brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we had a good laugh.
Yeah. Hey, this concludes another episode of the Millennial Mayhem Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I thought Tony was going to take it from me because he always do, but I got through it pretty quickly that time. Don't forget to follow the IG.
I like this nigga.
Follow the IG. The IG is Millennial Mayhem HOU, and the HOU stands for what? H-Time. You know what I'm saying? Stay down, baby. You feel me? You know, I gotta play a Southside song. You know what I'm saying? While we get up out of here.
Okay, I was gonna say,
gotta smoke some, bitch.
Hold up.
Smoke some, bitch. Hey, bro. We'll catch y'all next time, man.
Hold up.
That ain't your element, bro.
Turn my shits up.
MCPH real nigga. Fuck that heel
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get bulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't